Hey guys, Coach Amy here. Happy Friday. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a PhD student of integrative nutrition, also a holistic health coach who specializes in weight loss with pre-diabetic clients. And also I'm the founder of Culinary Medicine for Everyday Living YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, I highly suggest you do. I'll link it below. Above all else, I have journeyed from being the poster child of the opposite of what to do to be healthy to making literally a 180 in my health to where I am today. So I really understand what it takes to implement strategies and stick to the course to change your life around, and ultimately the benefits of taking those steps in life. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. With that said, today I'm talking about a high protein diet. This is part 5 of a series where I'm talking about different weight loss strategies used to approach weight loss. And part of my intention for this series is for you to have evidence-informed takeaways and hopefully some practical recommendations when you put this all together that you can actually implement right away in your strategies and composing your diet and trying to lose weight. So while you're learning about all these different approaches, I just want you to keep in mind there's research to support them all, and I'm covering it, and that finding what works best for your body often takes multiple strategies over time, and sometimes often as well a combination of multiple of these strategies, as I'll explain a little bit more today. So let's just get to it. Let's jump in, talk about the benefits of a high protein approach. Well, first, let's just define what that means. High protein is usually in the research looking at anywhere from 20 to 30% protein and comparing that to what they consider a low protein diet, which would be 15 to 20%. And a higher protein diet has been shown to be superior in weight loss for a few reasons. The first one is that protein is the most satiating macronutrient of all. And what that means, it keeps you feeling fuller for longer. And when combined with a healthy dietary approach where you're including lots of fruits and vegetables and the high fiber content, you're just going to be feel full for longer, which in effect leads to less calories consumed each day. So one of the things when I'm coaching someone in how to learn about what approach works best for them, teaching them how they can do this for themselves, I teach them to listen to their body's cues and signals. And there's multiple ones to be on the lookout for. One of those is hunger. If you're hungry within 2 to 3 hours or even sooner than that of your last meal or snack, often it means you didn't eat enough protein. Our bodies have a place to store carbohydrates. We store carbs in our muscles and our liver. We store fat in our fat cells, right? But our muscles are not protein storage. However, if we're not eating enough protein, our bodies will tap into our muscles and to make the enzymes and the workhorses in our bodies. And we don't really want that, because if we are losing muscle, we essentially decrease our metabolism. Now, yesterday I did talk about there is inevitable protein loss, muscle wasting when you're dieting. And so a high protein diet has been shown to counteract part of that muscle wasting. And let's just talk about the research here. The research says that a calorie-restricted high-protein diet might provide greater weight loss in addition to metabolic benefits than a high-carbohydrate diet. And another study showed a high-protein diet had more beneficial effects on body composition, and that's because It's also shown that when we have a high protein diet, our body is more likely to go into a state of anabolism, making muscle, and that means building muscle, especially when combined with physical activity, especially strength training. And again, I'm going to have a day, maybe more, where I talk about different exercise approaches, because there's different types of workouts that have different benefits in our bodies, which support our weight loss journey, and why a combination and variety of exercises is also important, but that is not the focus here today. Also, another study showed that a high protein diet enhanced fat loss by about 2.5 to 4.5 pounds over 12 weeks when compared to a high carbohydrate diet of the same amount of carbohydrates. So also, the benefits of a high protein diet is that the protein is the most thermogenic macronutrient, meaning, you know, it may have 4 calories per gram. However, the whole process of digesting and the thermogenesis required in our body burns calories, and so in effect, we have it's less energy dense by the time it's digested in our bodies. So, well, what else? There's also to keep in mind that most of these studies that I talked about have been short-term, the beneficial studies. So it is prudent to maybe use a high-protein diet approach in a weight loss strategy, because the long-term effects have not been studied and the results have been mixed. But the studies are very limited and ongoing. So also worth noting is a high-protein diet with animal protein has been in some studies associated with increased obesity, right? So quality of protein matters. And what does that mean? Animal-derived proteins, especially red meat, are associated with increased risk of heart disease. And whereas plant proteins are shown to protect against obesity, which is part of the reason why my go-to protein powder is a hemp protein. It's a plant protein. It's one of the most complete proteins, and I make that choice for a very personal reason. A different one may work better for you, and that was something, if we were working together, we would talk through. And also, going back to the animal protein, I'd like to circle back that there's additional research, and I'm going to be linking all of this research that I'm covering today, that when making choice, like when they compared 100% grass-fed beef to your typical grocery store grain-fed beef, the grass-fed beef has an overall saturated fat in the grass-fed beef. Actually, overall, less fat in general, just to point that out. Also, when looking at the omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid profile of a grass-fed beef to grain-fed, the grass-fed beef had a healthy fatty acid. It was less inflammatory. So looking at what the animal was fed is super important. An animal fed a healthy diet is going to have healthier tissue, which means their tissue that we're consuming is going to be healthier for our bodies, right? Up the food chain, right? Going back to the plant protein sources, again, just keeping in mind they are superior. So what are the big takeaways today surrounding high protein diets? Well, a high protein diet has been shown to facilitate weight loss when compared to a lower protein or a high carbohydrate diet. High protein diets also have been shown to improve body composition and help preserve muscle mass, and that's because high protein in some individuals, especially when coupled with exercise or strength training, can stimulate muscle synthesis and counteract some of that muscle wasting that's going to happen when you're dieting anyway. And in this way, it preserves your body's metabolism. And it's also important to keep in mind that finding the right macronutrients ratios that for your body comes with being empowered with knowledge. And, working with a nutrition coach such as myself can help provide you the resources and the understanding and tools to teach you how to learn to feed your body and get the weight loss and the results that you're looking for based on your individual biochemistry. So guys, contact me if you're interested in learning more or just having that free 45-minute consultation together where we look at what you've tried. Maybe if you have any questions, you can send me a message too. You don't have to meet with me. You can just send me a message. If you have any questions about these approaches, again, I've covered a low carb approach, low fat, low calorie, Mediterranean style of eating, and today a high protein. And I hope that you understand that sometimes these can be used in combination depending on where you are. You might increase your protein intake and alongside a low fat or a low carbohydrate, right? Because you've got this to work with. And then in the short term, you may work till you reach your weight loss over 6 to 12 month period, reach your ideal weight, shooting for 5 to 10%, even more. The more weight you lose, the better it comes, the health benefits. And then moving into maybe the Mediterranean diet for longevity, or maybe you just go right into a Mediterranean diet. But anyway, I can help you figure these things out. If you have questions, send me a message. Other than that, guys, please enjoy your long weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Spend time with your family, remembering those that you've lost as well. And I'm going to be out on Monday, but I'll be back on Tuesday to talk about intermittent fasting with you guys. So enjoy your weekend. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on Tuesday, guys. Bye for now.